Hello guys. So today I'm, creating a different kind of video from the ones that I usually create. This is a personal experience that I had of recent when my mobile money was, withdrawn from my mobile money account without my notice, without me entering in a PIN code, my PIN, mobile money PIN. And so I feel I should share this story because, for different reasons. I guess like for two reasons. One, to alert you. Of course, these are hackers, all they are fraudsters. They will do the same thing across. I'm probably not the first person they have done this to, but I want to share this experience because I believe they will do it to someone else. And so if you've watched this video and you're well informed, when it is happening, your brain will tip you off, will be like, wait, isn't this that incident that you watched on YouTube? And so I believe it is important to share these experiences because when it is happening, your mind is able to go back to that memory and let you know that this has happened to someone or this is what is trying to happen, right? And so yeah, that's why I'm sharing it. So that is one. Second, I'm sharing it because um, as someone who has done computer science and who has an experience in system designs, I feel MTN mobile money system has a vulnerability. Sorry, has a security vulnerability, and the problem is that the MTN people don't seem to agree that it is a vulnerability and that it is a security issue. I feel it is a flaw in the design system because the fact that when you're withdrawing money or when someone is withdrawing money from your account, usually there's that prompt that comes up and says, withdrawing money to this and that, enter your PIN. And so for most users, for me personally, I thought money can't leave my account until I've entered my PIN on my phone, right? And I'm sure that is what most of you would assume. But in this case, unfortunately, money left my account um, without without me entering the PIN. I just got to know that money had left my account when I saw um, a message, that mobile money notification after money has already left, that comes in and says you have sent this amount to this number and this. So at that moment, there's nothing much you can do. And so when that came in, I tried to, engage MTN and what, but it was already too late. Money was already gone. So yeah, I'm sharing it for those two reasons. One, to alert you if it is happened to you, you should be aware. But second, to also point out that there's a security vulnerability that MTN doesn't want to accept is there, or probably they have seen it and they have worked on it now. So the story goes, I think about 10 days ago, I was trying to reach Stanbic Bank to have them help me on how I can send money from my mobile money to my Stanbic account. I wanted to pay something online, and time was ticking, and to be honest, I was a little bit lazy to move, to go to town and go to a queue and make a deposit. So I wanted to just do it from mobile money to Stanbic. And so I went on Twitter, tried to ask Stanbic Bank how I could do that. Unfortunately, they didn't respond, and there was no response. So like for a whole day, no one was replying to my DMs. So obviously, as frustrated, so I got to Twitter and I air out my frustration. I'm like, Stanbic Bank, you guys, you're digital, and there's no one on Twitter to help me with, this problem and that. So I think that's where the fraudsters got to know, because I think they have like trackers where if probably you mention a name, say you mention a name of something, there's that kind of software where if someone mentions like your name, you're able to know that someone has mentioned your name somewhere, or someone mentions a company like MTN or something, you're notified that someone has mentioned. So I think the fraudsters have that kind of software, and so when I tweeted about Stanbic, I think they got to know and they decided to, go ahead and do their thing. So the next day, so the previous day I'd been tweeting and no one from Stanbic was replying to me through their Twitter account. And so I was frustrated. So the next day in the morning, I see a tweet and someone is saying, "Hello, how can we help you? This is Stanbic." And I'm like, oh, thank God. So I get on Twitter and I'm like, oh, you guys have not been replying. I really needed to make a transaction. So can you help me? They're like, okay. But then they're like, we can't help you on Twitter. It takes time. There's a lot of inquiries and what. It would be better if you use WhatsApp. So they give me a WhatsApp number and say, you can reach us on this WhatsApp number. Or they also gave me a toll-free line, but definitely I opted for WhatsApp. So I go on there and I start texting them on WhatsApp. And so I'm like, so can I, set mobile money banking so that I'm able to, just make transactions on my phone without, having to go to the bank. And so they're like, okay. So they asked me for a 5-digit PIN code. And now, unfortunately, I give them my mobile money PIN. All right. So it's not like they said, what is your mobile money PIN? They just said, please give us a 5-digit number that we can use to set up your mobile banking with Stanbic. And so how, as humans, we are lazy. You just use the same PIN code across your ATM, across your mobile banking. So I didn't give it to them thinking they would use it for mobile money, but I guess they figured out. Of course, hackers and fraudsters know how the mind works, so they probably must have guessed that it is probably the same number he uses for mobile money. So they go on and initiate the transactions. They don't tell me what is happening, and so of course they wouldn't tell me. And so I see a PIN and they're like, okay, send us a PIN, a text message. And so I've come to learn that was the OTP PIN. I think that is what they call the OTP. And so I got to learn that they're actually doing this thing through the mobile money app, right? So they initiate the transaction. They ask me for the PIN that had been sent to my phone. I give it to them, and I think that is how they were able to withdraw the money. And so I give them the PIN and I wait. I'm like, so can you send me the like the URL link for me to sign in and all the PIN for me to be able to do mobile banking? And they go quiet. And so after 20 minutes, I'm like, okay, I'll check back when they respond. I check on my phone and I see a text message saying that I've sent mobile money this amount and this amount to this number. And I'm like, wait, when did I send money? Because I didn't see a prompt. That is why I say that the MTN mobile money system has a flaw. The design has a flaw, because I believe that before money leaves your account, you should get that prompt that says you're sending money to this and this, and you enter a PIN, right? And for me, it didn't come. And for me, that is where I'm like, why didn't that prompt come? Because that is, if that had come, I would have known, oh, someone is trying to withdraw money from my mobile money account. So it didn't come, completely. So when I get to know, I try to call MTN and they tell me that the guys actually sent the money on Airtel. I call Airtel and Airtel tells me the guys have already withdrawn the money off their account, which is expected. So yeah, so that's how money was taken from my mobile money account. I believe sharing this information will help someone. If it happens to you, you're able to recall this story, right? You're able to know that, oh, this is probably what someone, this is similar to what someone had mentioned. So if you're setting up anything online, which we'll all do, I'll definitely do this again because it is a digital world, right? And so we can't escape doing virtual transactions or doing these things. For example, at Equity Bank, you can just have had adverts that you can just set. You can create an account with just USSD codes. You just press 165 or something, and you're able to create an account. So that shows you that we are just going to be doing this over and over again, but we have to be careful. So once I try to engage MTN and ask them and tell them what had happened, the only thing they could tell me was that you shared your OTP. And I'm like, yes, I shared my OTP. I didn't know what was happening, but still, even if I shared my OTP, money should not leave my account without me entering the PIN, my mobile money PIN on my phone, right? I feel that is the only security feature that we have. So if you design a system where someone else is able to withdraw money using an app, because for me that mobile money app, I don't even have it. I don't even know how it works. But you see, fraudsters know how it works, right? They have this information. So they are probably ex-employees of MTN or what, and so they know the flaws, they know the shortcomings of the system, they know the vulnerabilities of the system, and so they were able to take advantage of those vulnerabilities and steal someone's mobile money without the person knowing. Because I didn't get that prompt. If I'd gotten that prompt saying you're sending mobile money to this number, and this, I would have woken up to realize, oh, someone is trying to defraud me. Yeah, but that didn't happen. So yeah, so that's how I lost some money. I'll share a screenshot of how much I lost. A lot. Maybe it's a lot or not for some people. Yeah, but I believe it is worth money because it was about 340 something thousand. So yeah, that's how money can be stolen from your mobile money. I got the experience on MTN. I don't know how Airtel works. I don't know if they have that app and if it works that way. If it does work that way, from my experience, because I'm a computer science graduate, I have small experience in designing these systems, and so I know, for me, it feels like that is a security vulnerability. The fact that someone is able to withdraw money from your account without that mobile money prompt coming up, that looks to me like it is a security flaw. It is a vulnerability that hackers are utilizing to steal money from people. And I'm sure they have stolen money from other people. Probably I'm not the first one, or I'm not even the last one, right? If it has happened to you, please share your experience just in the comment section and let us know. Let us all learn from these experiences, because our brains are able to store this information, to store these stories. The next time it is happening to someone, you're able to wake up in time. Your mind is able to click and say, wait, this happened somewhere. So let's share if it has happened to you. Tell us in the comment section what happened. All right, so thanks for watching.